welcome to Movie Phone. Now, welcome to Umbrella of Mercy. My name is Nicky.
Where am I? My name's Brandon. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Umbrella of Mercy.
And remember, we call it Umbrella of Mercy because we be saying some wild things that might...
Yeah.
You're surprised that you, as hearing from the church staff member say something crazy, or just something that might,
Yeah, okay, guys. We just want...
rub you the wrong way. I just don't like that phrase. I didn't want to say it.
You didn't have to.
Well, that's what I was trying to say. Like, it might make you uncomfortable.
There it is.
I was looking... It took me a minute. I'm still catching up.
Might feel a little prickly.
I didn't like that.
I wasn't a fan either.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh.
Here we go. This is why we call it Umbrella of Mercy, because we're a little crazy.
Yeah. And we just want to remind you guys that the thoughts and opinions shared today are our own. And they do not necessarily reflect the thoughts and opinions of Seneca Creek Community Church as a whole.
Correct.
So
we are... Sorry, my mic stand is... struggling.
Well, that's what you get. We're unpolished here. Diamonds in the rough, if you will.
Yes.
Hidden under a basket that's buried. I'm sorry. A diamond in the rough.
I was thinking about Aladdin. And you were talking about a diamond in the rough. Anywho.
I like to keep my mugs this way because people think I be stealing, y'all.
Well, you just borrow. That's the real phrase. That's the right term.
And I always return. Stealing is when you borrow without the intent on returning.
I steal.
Confession time.
I'm just saying, like, people have like given me stuff in like mason jars, and like I have every intention to bring it back, but I don't remember because I have a bunch of mason jars like at home. Like I like to keep things in mason jars at home generally, and so then it's like, ooh, is this one mine? Is this one theirs? I don't remember anymore.
I'll keep it.
I'll just keep it. So if you give me something in a jar or a container, tell me immediately that you need that container back, and I will set it aside.
I got a container with your name on it.
My name on it. With my name on it. Man. Hey, but it's a blessing.
It is.
Whatever's in those containers are always a blessing.
That's
to
right.
me. I'm just gonna say.
And sometimes you may get your container back with something that I might have prepared.
That's right. That's something. Sometimes,
so it's a little extra on the return.
Sometimes it happens. Not always, I won't say.
Yeah.
Anyways. So here we are.
Here we are,
Brandon.
As you know, I've taken a liking to golf.
Golf, yes. Yeah. You also have started baking.
Yeah, man, I made a bomb sourdough the other day.
I was expecting a slice this morning, but here we are.
This morning, I carved up 2 slices.
With a little bit of bread, a little bit of butter.
Butter, a little kosher salt, a little bit of peach preserve. Butter. A little bit of
but nothing. I was
cinnamon.
Not blessed this morning.
And I had every intention on bringing you.
Nothing had my name on it this morning.
But in transit, like, I ate it. Got a little hungry.
Like, you know what?
she ain't gonna miss a little bite.
She didn't even know.
She ain't gonna miss another little. I got it next time.
Oh, man.
So what are some hobbies that you are that you have taken up? Do you have any hobbies that you're thinking about taking up? And if you don't, or you haven't, what's the hold up?
So that's a lot of questions in one, Brandon, and I'm thinking a lot about a lot of different answers.
I'm sorry to give you so many questions,
man,
all at once.
It's okay.
I can
handle
fire
it.
Questions.
Yeah, no, I think a hobby that I tried to start, and this is what I was talking about earlier, and during COVID, during the pandemic, the shutdown and everything, I said, you know what, I'm gonna buy me a skateboard. And
so we got to give the people some more context because she was like, I was like, what's the hold up? She was like, I'm not 20. I was like, what hobby do you need
anymore?
to be in your 20s for? But that makes sense.
Yeah.
It checks out. As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, she found one.
I got a skateboard, and then I rolled a little bit, and I fell. I was like, ugh.
Okay. So you skated
I think I got this.
and not rolling.
I feel this. I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling great. I fell once, and I said, that's okay. Get back up again. And and I said, you know what? I'm gonna get back up because my mama didn't raise no punk. Mm-hmm. So I dusted my knees off, got back on, fell again, and I said, nope. That's how I felt. It's because I fell on my hip the second time. I was like, oh. I think wisdom should take center stage on this and say no more. Mm-hmm. Give that to a child who can bounce back.
This is out of season. This is the out of season.
That's one hobby that I tried and I said, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I think at one point I tried baking at some point, and I still do a little bit of baking. It's just that, it's not my...
Yeah, it's not the favorite.
Yeah, I don't know.
Baking, you really you have to think about future you with baking.
Right.
Because if you want it right away, you probably should just buy it.
That's part of it. It's very precise, scientific.
Yeah.
Baking, you can't just fudge your way through it.
I'll tell you one thing that it's just a game changer. I feel like it's an indispensable
Are you
tool.
gonna say a scale?
Kitchen scale.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the best, man. And I keep everything in the same measurement or metric.
Yeah.
I just keep everything as grams.
Yeah.
And that way I don't have to and then sometimes I was like, okay, what's this converted into grams? And then,
Yeah. The U.S., man.
Yep.
The metric system.
Yep.
And measuring systems are all different than everybody else. Gosh. And you started golfing too, right?
Yeah.
So how's golfing going for you?
Man, it's amazing. And it's the one thing that I normally when I try hobbies and stuff, if I'm not relatively good at it, I quit.
Yeah.
And so golf, I'm not good, but it rewards you in the little things.
Small moments. Yeah.
And you get hooked. And you start chasing that feeling.
That's how I had picked up the hobby of bowling for a little bit. And that's what it's like. You're like, man, I am terrible at this sport. I suck at this and I hate losing. I hate losing at anything. I'm a very competitive person.
Yeah.
And so, but then you would get that strike and then that double and you're like, yeah, I gotta chase that high again.
Man.
Yeah.
And with golf, it's I think what I like about it is that, if you're not a professional, everybody sucks. It's just at any given moment. And sometimes
nobody's good at
and
it.
sometimes even the people who are really bad, they can have a good moment.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Last time I played golf, the first hole that I played, which was the second hole because I got there late. I shot birdie, which is really good because it's
he had to explain this to me. Because he said it and I was
under par.
Yeah. He said he was telling me this story yesterday, and I was like,
"What's birdie?"
I know he didn't have the satisfaction of me yeah, good job, because I had no idea what he was talking about.
What's that?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
under par.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh man,"
which means what is par?
Par can be it can be getting it in 3. It depends on whatever it is, but it's the
amount
standard
of hits or strokes that hole require is usually the typical standard for
the standard for this hole to be okay, you're still net positive.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you go over par, it's bogey or whatever.
There you go.
Under par, it's birdie.
You learn something new every day.
And then under birdie is eagle.
Oh,
under eagle, That's like hole in one.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be a hole in one? All right. Well, there you go. Yeah, all these hobbies require a lot of like knowledge, learning about it, learning the rules, like the terminology for things. But not all knowledge leads to wisdom.
Hey.
So there's this.
But all wisdom leads to knowledge.
Read a book, do a report, get a buck.
Yeah.
That was back in the day. Back.
And that's wisdom. So I'm like, you know what?
Wisdom. You know what? I need $1.
Because it takes wisdom to know you're not where you should be.
Hey,
That's first step. It's foolish to just sit in ignorance, but like wisdom begins when it's like, you know what? I'm not where I should be. I'm gonna go look it up.
exactly. Yeah, there was a whole like initiative back in the day in the 90s. I don't know if they still do it or not. But
Was it No Child Left Behind? Is that where you're going?
No, that's not what I was. There's where you had to go to the library and it was, so that was at Rabdar Gab. Maybe it was just in Texas.
Probably because I'm like,
Gab.
I was like, did you have a stroke? I was like, I don't even know what happened.
Read a book.
Or did I have a stroke?
Read a book, do a report, dar, get a buck, GAB, Gab.
It could have
Rabdar Gab.
Now, to be fair,
Yeah.
it's all about your audience, right? So
Yes.
you guys let us know in the comments. Is that a Texas thing or is it everywhere?
Or is it an everywhere thing?
Because I could have just missed it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, there. Anyways, it's like it was. The whole point of it was to, incentivize reading for children.
Okay. Give me that one more time because like my mind was like, what the heck?
Rabdar Gab.
That sound like Middle Earth. Sound like Gandalf putting a spell on me or something, man.
Like, let me tell you. Anyways.
Oh my gosh.
It was, so that kids can love to read, learn to read, and hopefully gain some wisdom, gain some knowledge from these books that we were reading. Anyways, I don't know how we got there, but there's one of my favorite movies is the movie Selena because I love Selena. She's my favorite.
She's great
of all time for everything and anything. I don't care if you talk trash about Selena. That will be. I will fight you. Yeah. Anyways, so there's a scene in Selena where it's Selena and Chris. They're in love. They're like hiding their relationship and
eating pizza with hot sauce.
Eating pizza with hot sauce. He pulls out his little hot sauce.
Yeah, he had like in a little holster.
A holster on his belt.
This dude cool, man.
Real cool. And Chris is like, it's almost like he's trying to ruin it because he can't believe that something this good, like he's worthy of it. And so he gets in the hotel room with a bunch of his guy friends, trash the hotel. The dad gets called, and Selena's dad, who's is the Joseph Jackson of Selena a little bit. Well, maybe not that intense, but
he ain't beat them.
I don't think he ever beat them, but he's really intense.
He's intense,
Yeah. Anyways.
Driven.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was. Anyways, so like he's like, you're off the band, get out of here. He's like ready to like kick him out and the brother's like, no, you can't kick him out. Anyway, so Selena finds Chris Paris out on like the loading dock of the hotel, and she says to him, I may not be streetwise or nothing, but at least I'm not this dumb. And because she's got the big hair, and she says, and it's like in the big, and then she walks away. But yeah, it's sometimes like you might know a little bit about something, but you may not be the wisest.
Yeah, it's like Forrest Gump.
Okay, another movie reference. Let's go.
Yeah, he was like, I'm not a smart man. Let me do it.
You got it.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Wait, where's the clap sound?
Oh, oh nope.
Good job. Hey, man, that was really good. I meant to put a clap so that you can hear the round of applause.
I know, and it's this one. Oh.
talking about wisdom today. If you haven't figured that out, team. Let me get the question so we can stay on topic here. Goodness.
Man, wisdom. You know what? Like, my first exposure to the Bible was reading Proverbs in the Psalms, like the wisdom books.
Interesting.
And
most people don't start with those books.
I know, but I found them really fascinating.
Cool.
Like, and even there was a. Never mind. No, I'm gonna say it.
Look,
like it was something. It was something about King Solomon that that I was gravitating to. Like when he was praying for wisdom, you know, to be able to govern the people well. You know? And so I gravitated toward that a lot, you know, and I found myself praying like similar things.
Interesting.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just whenever I hear wisdom, that's like the first thing I think about.
King Solomon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have to have a lot of wisdom to govern a people.
Ironically, he did a lot of foolish things.
That also seems to be going hand in hand with people who govern nations.
Yep. And it's that power thing, I think.
I think it has a lot to do with it.
It's intoxicating. It makes wise men fools.
Ooh.
That boy cooking.
Yeah, he is.
Lord, be humble before the Lord spin this room around. And that's a callback.
There is no callback. That was between us, bruh.
Oh, yeah. So it's new to you guys. Oh, man. It all runs together now.
It does. But no, that's good. That's good. When you think about it, it really helps you kind of keep yourself in check when you think you have it put together I've learned a lot. I've been going to church. I've been reading my Bible. I've been learning from other folks, which is really wonderful and a blessing to learn from others. I think that's what I love about intergenerational relationships is that I learned so much from people who are ahead of me in their seasons of life and people who are, catching up. There's wisdom to gain from both ends of the spectrum.
It feels like time travel sometimes.
A little bit,
you know what I mean? Because it's like this person is ahead of like they may be where you want to go.
Yeah, but
the other person can remind you, you know, of like I think relationships with younger people, like it can remind you that okay, don't take life too seriously, have fun, you know, but also you can feel like a uncle or auntie.
I don't mind. I don't mind feeling like an auntie.
No, I'm loving it because you know
I really like it. Yeah, I've enjoyed this role. But here's something I can say that I cannot learn from the younger generation because the older generation, they have learned that when it feels like you got to put together. Something will come up in life that'll knock you down real quick. It'll humble you real quick. And the perseverance to continue to seek out the wisdom of the Lord and apply it in their life, that the older generation is able to impart into us that the younger generation because they haven't lived that long, you know?
You're still developing that.
Yes.
And I think wisdom teaches that like things go in cycles, right?
Yeah.
And like you may, like even with every stage of growth, like there's a new beginning, you know, where like you may master one thing, but you're still a young master at it, you know,
sure.
Or you may get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm at this level. Like for example, this is a great example. I think, you graduate from college, right? And now the next step is hopefully starting your career, but you're entry level. You're starting over. Yeah. But though like you've gone as far as you can in this area, but now your ceiling here is your floor.
Absolutely.
Somewhere else. So and now you have to you have to begin learning again, or like enter into being a student again, learning, finding a mentor,
well, that's what I would say. Like, I have learned from the older generation. There's a few couples that I can think of off the top of my head that I learned from my previous church, that I was in relationship with my previous church. And even here at Seneca, like there's, those that I think practice wisdom the best. They are people who are on a constant posture of student.
Yes.
And so
ever learning.
They're always learning. They're always learning something new. They're expanding their horizons in different ways. They're okay with stepping out into things that are uncomfortable. It might be uncomfortable to learn a new language in your 60s, but I'm going to do it because I want to learn something new.
Yeah.
And there's so much wisdom to gain from learning something new anytime you do it. And it is like, if you have that posture of student all the time, it definitely keeps you young, because you're like, you don't go into the room knowing everything.
Yeah.
And that's what that's the gift that young people have.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where, like, because our mind is a muscle, right? And whenever you get to a point where it's like, I know it all, I got it, you stop exercising. Yeah,
I had this is the same guy. Like he said, if you walk into a room and you're the person who knows the most in that room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah.
And so, but here's again where I think it's important to understand the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Because it's like when you're a kid and your mom tells you, don't touch that stove, it's hot. It's hot. But the fact that you don't touch it is operating in wisdom. You're applying that knowledge to your benefit.
Come on with it.
There are some of us, and I'm going to look right in the camera because I love my little brother, but this is his life.
What's the trend? What's the trend? It's like, I'm gonna hold your hand as I say this.
I'm gonna talk you through this. Some of us like to learn the hard way. And my brother will admit to that is his story. That's his testimony. And honestly, that is a lot of our testimony in different ways. But yeah, he was that kid who was like, oh, is it? It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like, I'm supposed to just believe you.
I'm just, and so there's something to say about that.
Yeah.
And when we think about it in the context of following Jesus, following the way of Jesus, you can know a lot about Jesus and what he calls us to. You can know it intellectually, but it's the application of it that then we get to practice wisdom.
Yeah, I've heard it said like having it move from head knowledge to like heart knowledge, like, which is but like moving it from here. What I'm gonna say, I'm gonna coin a new thing, right?
Okay,
probably it may be new. I don't know, but head knowledge to like until it's like in your bones, right? Okay. Like in your hands.
Okay.
Because like it doesn't mean anything if you're not applying it.
That's true. Because I thought you were going to say head knowledge to body knowledge. And
that's so much better. Gosh. See, you try to be so smart and end up saying something stupid.
Well, I thought, in my head, I was like, oh, he didn't say that because that's kind of dumb, Nicky. Yeah, that's good.
Nah, I think that's better. Like up here, I know how to pop lock, but I never practiced.
Up here, I know that dancing requires coordination, but I can never get the top half to work with my bottom half and the bottom half to work with the top half. What's happening, y'all? Yeah. Anyway. It doesn't work together.
But it's like you have to put it into practice.
Yeah.
Like this could take you a long way. Like having like intellectually knowing, but like not where you need to be. Like it never takes you where you need to go.
Yeah. And so like there's a lot of scenarios that we can put into like thought experiments. So one thought experiment is, what do you do when you're at the voting polls? That isn't an election year, and so that's like high on our minds right now. But you're at the voting poll, and you got to vote for one candidate or the other candidate. And one candidate says, this was talked about on Sunday here. One candidate says, I want to have common sense gun laws, but at the same time, they want to, remove subsidized funding for subsidized housing. And then the other candidate says, well, I want to increase funding for subsidized housing, but we're not talking about gun control at all. And so what do you do? We get to operate in, it's an opportunity to operate in wisdom. And that's a hard one to do. Another one was a thought experiment that came to mind on Sunday, that was brought up on Sunday, was, well, what do you do when when your boss tells you to close your eye, turn a blind eye to him hiring an undocumented immigrant who desperately needs a job? Like, what do you do? And I think everybody will have to wrestle with what is the wise thing to do. But for me, what that prompted was, well, not all laws are just laws. And how do you operate in wisdom when the laws are unjust? But Christ calls us to something different. If the teaching of Jesus is to love our neighbor or love the immigrant, care for the poor. If this is what Jesus' teachings are, but the laws don't really help you operate in that, then how do you do that?
Yeah, man.
And we know in the history of the United States,
it's tough, man.
There have been plenty of laws on the book that are unjust.
Yeah. That are predatory, even.
Yeah.
For some people.
And so when you're, as a believer, when we're faced with these decisions, how do we operate in wisdom to apply the gospel in those spaces?
Yeah.
Operate with that in mind. Because what's the point of following a law if that law, as a believer, if that law infringes on what I believe the gospel has called us to be as Christians?
And it's like, it poses another question. What do you believe the gospel to be?
It's got to be good news to all people.
Right. And I think, like, as I was preparing for this episode, right, like, one scripture that kept coming out, and I probably should have looked it up, but scripture says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? And so that fear is a reverence. It is a valuing. How do I value the things that I know that are important to God? Like, how do I make those things center and paramount? Even above my own thoughts and opinions and views. Right. One thing that Jesus did marvelously when he was on earth was he submitted himself to the will of the Father. Like, even unto death. He's like, not my will, but yours. Right. And so, like, how do we take that posture? But even deeper, how do we discern properly the will of God? Like, how do we start there? If the beginning of knowledge, if the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord, how do we start there? In discerning properly what God's will is.
I always like to think about God's will as the greatest commandment, because I think
can't just say it. Got to say it.
I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
Because I think we ask that question, which is a fantastic question to ask. Like, what is God's will for me? What is God's will for the job I'm going to take? What is God's will for, my spouse and my dating life?
Yeah.
Like, what is God's will, and fill in the blank?
Yeah.
God's will is that you love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and that you love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
That's God's will.
Yeah.
And then you got
that's the summary of
all of it. He's not going to tell you take this job and not that job.
Yeah.
Date this person and not that person. Like, he's not going to tell you that. It comes
down to love.
It comes down to, like, if this job is going to impact the way that I love my neighbor as myself, or love the Lord my God with all my heart, mind, and soul, I'm not going to take that job.
Yeah.
I'm not going to date that person. And really,
and like, if we use that as the filter for all things, right? Like, even how we vote, how we invest our resources,
absolutely,
like all these things. Like, should I invest in companies that I know are damaging people's communities and making environments unlivable? Should I invest in those things because they have a high return?
Like, constantly. And if we have you have a 401k, you probably are.
You probably already are.
And
but
you don't know
it's the thing of knowing versus unknowing, right? And so once you know a thing, or once you see a thing, how can you then unsee it?
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Right. And so, like, after you see it, and if you pretend not to see it, then you're actively working against the well-being of others.
Yeah, it's true.
So
that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of folks.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, like, it's convicting.
Yeah,
I'm like, shut up, Brandon, quit talking.
I know. Like, oh no. Yeah. So it's an interesting world we're living in right now, and but I do think it gives us plenty of opportunity to practice wisdom, and to practice a wisdom that is not of our own understanding, but a wisdom that is rooted in the Lord and what his will is, right? Because you would think, okay, well, if I'm operating in wisdom, that means that I'm gonna, all things are gonna be great and wonderful. I'm gonna, make great money. I'm gonna not want for anything. I'm gonna have all these things. But let me tell you a little story.
Here's a little story all about how. Oh, right. Never mind. I'm sorry.
Yes. Let me tell you a story. It's about this one man and his family. Oh, no. And a throne of sorts.
Okay.
I'm a big Game of Thrones fan. Okay. Just putting it out there. This is not safe for children. Do not watch that show if you're a child watching us. It's not good. But the storyline is amazing. Okay. Yeah. Ned is a man of wisdom. Trigger warning, and also, what's it called? Spoiler alert. If you haven't, the show's been out for forever, so I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
Look, he is this guy. He's called the Hand of the King, which is basically the king looks to him for wise counsel, and this man
he carries out he enforces the will of the king. Exactly.
And then he finds out these things that, like, oh my gosh, this is unjust. This is we got to undo this. This is not wise for the king. It's not wise for the kingdom. So we need to undo this injustice that has happened under our roof. Yeah. And he's ready to do this. And guess what happens to Ned?
What?
He gets killed. Murked. Beheaded.
Head on a spike.
Violent.
Too. It was not pretty.
He was operating
for 6 seasons after that.
It's 6 seasons of the consequences of this man trying to operate in wisdom. if you don't like Game of Thrones, let's take it back to the Bible.
Whoa.
Okay.
Here we go.
When we got 3 Hebrew boys who said, you know what? I am not going to follow these unjust laws. I'm going to operate in the wisdom of the Lord, because they had a great fear of the Lord, in the sense that you were talking about. They revered the Lord. They knew that their God was the only true God who was worthy of worshiping and bowing down to. And they said, the law says to bow down to who? To what? Nah, I'm not bowing down to that. I only bow down to one God.
That's
and
right.
what ended up happening? They got stuck in the fire.
Fiery furnace.
They got put in the fire.
But we know one thing.
Hey.
There was another in the fire.
Yes.
Look, man, it's not easy. It's not easy being counterculture, going against the things that you know to be unjust, especially when everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
Like when the pressure is on, when there are real life consequences.
Right.
But the right thing is the right thing is the right thing.
Yeah.
You know?
When you are operating in the wisdom of the Lord and you're earnestly seeking his wisdom in all that you do, sometimes it's going to be countercultural, and sometimes it will cost you money. Sometimes it is going to cost you a relationship. It might even cost you your life.
Yeah.
When Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went into that fiery furnace, they did not expect to come out of that.
Yeah.
But they stood 10 toes down.
That's right.
On what they believed in.
Yeah.
And they were not going to compromise that. So, when it comes down to it, like you said, it's not going to be easy. Are we willing to stand 10 toes down on what we believe in?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, like, because sometimes what we believe in may not be the right thing too. Like, so I think sometimes even like leaving space to be wrong.
It's that humility.
Sometimes it's also yielding what you think is right.
Right.
to the possibility, like, God, like, open my eyes. If what I've been taught to believe, or what I've been led to believe, or what I believe isn't in line with what you stand for, I just want to always align myself with your will, God, and show me, give me new understanding every single day.
Absolutely.
I
can tell you, like, as for me, like, growing up in the spaces that I did, and the things that I was taught in church, and the environments that the community I was in, it was I'm going to say it.
Go for it. Umbrella mercy.
How we thought about the LGBTQ community was harmful.
Yeah.
And oppressive.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart every time I think about how I perpetuated that harm under the guise of wisdom. And I had to go back to the drawing board and say, God, you know what? I was challenged by friends. I was challenged by even people who wouldn't call me friend at the time anymore. I was challenged by real life consequences. And I had to go to the drawing board and say, God, if I'm not right about this, open my eyes, reveal what is true, what is right. And where I landed was in a place of, I don't want to do any harm to people.
Yeah.
I want to practice a gospel that is good news to all people. And the gospel I was practicing was not good news to LGBTQ community. And I had to sit with that for a little bit, and I had to repent of that.
Yeah.
And do I have it right now? I don't know.
Yeah.
But here's what I will say is that I will no longer operate in a way that will inflict harm, will communicate harmful thoughts. And if that means that I'm more inclusive than you want me to be, or more affirming than you want me to be, then so be it.
Yeah.
That's the way that I am choosing to operate today.
Yeah.
And that has come with a lot of lessons, hard lessons learned. Mm-hmm. And that's the wisdom I want to operate in today.
Yeah. And where I am is like, there are some things that I had to admit that like, I don't know.
Yes.
And be okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, like scripture doesn't like the things that like are just some stuff I feel like is just too lofty, man. And I would rather just default to like treating people as I would want to be treated. Like that goes back to the whole love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to feel like an outcast. I wouldn't want to feel like
less than,
like a pariah, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I would want to be treated with basic human dignity and respect and honor as someone who carries on them the image of their maker.
Absolutely.
Right. And
Absolutely.
so leading out of that, I don't have to agree with everything you choose to do in your day to day.
Absolutely.
Right. And I think that's also the key to loving our enemies or loving people who are prickly.
Yeah. Loving people who are different in you know, in general.
Like,
yeah.
It's just at the end of the day, man, like I think it's leading out of that, man. And allowing God the space, allowing the Holy Spirit the space to do what only the Holy Spirit can do. Like it's not going to change you. Me saying like, oh, I think you're living in sin. I think you're living like this. I think your living is wrong. I think whatever the thing that I think, you know, or to even say like, God thinks this about you. God thinks that about you. And it's like, man,
the church, Big C Church, we're really good at picking and choosing the kinds of sins and lifestyles that we want to really call out from the pulpits.
Yeah, because we're quick to say like if it's something like pornography, it's like, oh, that's every man's battle. There are whole organizations that, you know what I mean, wants to carry that with a level of like gentleness, you know, and honor and love and say like, hey, man, we know it's hard out here. Sorry. It's rough out here in these streets, man. We know. Hey, it's every man's battle. But let it be LGBTQ and things of that nature. And it's like, it's a wrap. Off with your head. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You know, and so it's like, and then you say that like, oh, I'm saying this out of love, and love isn't always like bubbly and it feel good all the time. It ain't soft sometimes. And it's like, yeah, but it's self-sacrificing. You know, like it kept Jesus on the cross, like his love for us, like when scripture says like while we were God's enemies, he loved us and gave himself for us. And it's like, but God forbid this person like make you feel uncomfortable or whatever. It's like,
the thing is that's even thinking about your sexual identity as a sin. And there are people who would say that it's not a sin. Right. Yeah. But so my point in saying is like, we're really quick to call out certain activity from the pulpit, but like the things that have been the most harmful in the church, in my opinion, my humble opinion,
the love of money
is love of money, the love of power, the lust for power, and lustfulness in general. Yeah. Like you see all these pastors in leadership roles, and their downfall is always, we just want more power. They won't say it like that.
No one calls out narcissistic behavior.
Like we're not, the pastors ain't quick to call those things out from the pulpit, but they're quick to call out somebody else's sexual ethic that they disagree with.
Or the way that someone dresses, you know. Can't even wear shorts sometimes. Man, God. I'm gonna get fired. I know it. Well, guys, this is my last episode. I might as well make it worth it.
No, but I mean, it's just, but trying to tie it all back, when we're talking about walking in wisdom, there is so much humility that is required as we are working out our faith with fear and trembling. As we, like, one of the sweaters that I love to wear is, I think it's the Micah 6:8. It's like, walk humbly, do justice, and love mercy. Like it's the humility that is required of us as we are trying to execute and apply the wisdom of the Lord in our lives and in the places that we have influence over. It's hard.
Say that again. That scripture again.
And walk humbly, do justice, and love mercy.
That's it, man. That's the key, man. I feel like that is a perfect way to put, like, how do I live a life that's pleasing to God? How do I honor others?
Yeah.
It's that, like, that walk humbly is like holding on to what I think is right, what, like, my beliefs and things, holding on to that loosely enough to know that, like, I could have this all wrong too.
Right.
Like certainty. I think there's a level of pride there that doesn't leave room for God to correct. That doesn't leave room for God to doesn't leave room to grow in wisdom and grow in knowledge and understanding. Like when you're certain about a thing, you just basically put a lid on your cup and nothing else can flow in and nothing can flow out.
Yeah.
You're stuck in a place.
That's the milk. You know what I'm saying? Like, my husband and I are always talking about, well, like, what's the meat and what's the milk of things? Because when you were talking about the lid on the cup, I was thinking about Baby Miles and his little sippy cups. There's like these new cups, like back in the day, it was a sippy cup. There was a little lip to it, and and it would still pour out if you like just tipped it over,
dribbled out a little bit.
Yes, but these new sippy cups, there's something special about like how they created them, in the sense like you could tip it over and nothing's gonna flow out of it. It can be upright, nothing can go back into it. Like, if you are living your life like that, with certainty, like you just described, that's that milk. That you still a baby in your walk with the Lord. Take that lid off.
Take it off, man.
Let's learn. Let's grow. Rap dar gab. Read a book. Do a report. Read your Bible. Talk about it with others.
I'll just keep waiting for you. Like, I know you did the whole acronym at least once. No, I don't feel like I've caught it yet. It was
instilled in us. Anyway, so that's like, look, it's hard out here. I want to encourage you though, because we're all trying. We're all in this together.
All in process.
We're all on a journey together. We're all learning from one another.
I was about to say, we all need that umbrella, man, because of it,
Yeah. So what, if you want to share a little bit in the comments, like, what are some things that you're learning today about what it means to follow Jesus? What are some things you're unlearning? And just know that we're right there with you.
Yeah.
We're also doing the learning. We're also doing the unlearning. Yeah. And we hope to see you next week.
Please come back next week. Hopefully I'll be back next week. That'd be great.
You will be.
That'd be great. I kind of need this job.
You'll be back. And you'll be back too.
All right.
See you next week.